Namaste, I'm Suprita. From past 3-4 videos, we are looking into the stories of Ahalya and Gauthama. So today, let us see about the judgment of Ahalya and Gauthama's story. From the different types of storytelling, we have come to the impression that the story of Ahalya and Gauthama is famous in the world. There are some secrets again. Normal people cannot understand about this. We present the actual nature of this story as a standard. We present this idea before all. That means, if only this story is realistic, there would have been no difference in this. There should be universal equality on the main story. In the expert text from the Apte directory, Ahalya is one among the goddesses of the patriarchal deities. If the supplementary history is accepted as correct, then how she can be considered as a patriarchal deity? In addition, the treasurer wrote a second story. Indra enlisted the help of the moon. The moon raised Gauthama Muni in the form of a rooster at around 12 am. Muni thought it was early in the morning. He went out for the nature's walk. Then Indra was with Ahalya. How did moon can take a form of a rooster? This is analytic. This story is incompatible with supplementary texts. How did this become famous? In Brahmana texts, Ahalya is also known by the name Maitreyi. Ahalya was Mitra's daughter. Who is this Mitra? Again, the question arises. And even known as Ahalya was Indra's mistress. These two things are also analytical. In Valmiki Ramayana, Ahalya becoming statue is not mentioned anywhere. It is mentioned that when Rama and Lakshmana went to her ashrama, she was immersed in penance. They both touched her feet. In Valmiki Ramayana, there is a mutual opposition also. In this case, Ahalya says, Atmanam Mamcha Devesha Sarvata Raksha Gautamat. This means, Hey Indra, protect Gauthama Muni from all our issues. This is reflected in the fact that Ahalya had a knowledge of Indra's actual form. In this case, what is the reason behind the Indra's form? This cannot be heard anywhere else. It is only in Valmiki Ramayana. Because of this, the story will change. Learners should also ponder over this. Further, in Valmiki Ramayana, King Janaka's Pandit Shatananda asked about his mother and father with Vishwamitra. As per Brahma Purana, taking bath in river Gautami can get back their forms of Indra and Ahalya. What was so sacred in this river? Secondly, it is written that Indra couldn't leave form which he had owed. How does this fits here? The birthright of Ahalya was being made in Harivamsha Purana, Matsya Purana, Vishnu Purana, and so on. In that it is mentioned like Ahalya's mother is Menaka and father is Bruhadashva, which is right. It is also analytical. In Brahma Purana and Valmiki Ramayana tells that Ahalya was created by Brahma. This was not known to the person who wrote Brahma Purana. Why he did not write? Secondly, does Vishwamitra was not knowing about Menaka who was Ahalya's mother? Why he did not inform? All of these things are controversial. Tulasi Krita Ramayana tells that Ahalya had become a statue. As soon as Rama entered, she took her original form. There are a lot of questions here. First of all, why was Sri Rama curious about that particular statue? Was there any special in that statue? Secondly, what was so special in Sri Rama's touch? from that a statue could take a form of a woman. All of these things are analytical. Thinking this way, we come to this conclusion. This means this is not a realistic story. Means Ahalya and Gauthama names is not a history of somebody else. In case if this is accepted in the form of story, the communion of the adjacent locations is extremely difficult. Here, our opinion is something in this place has made an imaginative description of standard factor. The practice of conveying any principle in story form has been around since ancient times. In this respect, Yaska Muni also comes. Rushe drushtarhartasya pritar bhavatya khyana samyukta. This means rishis like to interpret the versions. This is famous worldwide. Means man quickly conjures up secrets from illustrations and stories. So this is all about the judgment. So let's meet in the video and continue the same judgment. Until then, namaste.